All right, ladies and gentlemen, this is Professor FD here to give you some actual data and play a game called Stop Getting Your Information Off of TikTok. Based on your perception, according to this Pew Research data, what do you think is the most common interracial marriage? Now, marriage statistics is not the absolute best indicator as to what interracial dating looks like in America, but it gives you a pretty strong indication.
So, what?
It's not black men and white women?
No.
Oh.
What did you think it was?
Black men and white women.
That's what you thought the most interracial marriage out of all the races was? So.
Yeah.
So technically.
Filipino women and white men.
I don't know. But technically, if you were to watch the news or to watch, I'm not even the news, like online, you would think that black men and white women would be the predominantly overreaching interracial relationship, because that's what's talked about most online.
Right.
And so with that being talked about most online, you would think that, since it's being said that it's a pandemic of white women with black men, well, white women with black male athletes. Since the pandemic is in with white women, you would think that, there'd be a lot of interracial.
Very popular.
Yeah, but I don't know. We'll see.
It's not black men and white women. It's not white men and black women. It's white men and Latino women, followed by white women and Latino men, followed by white men and Asian women. Black men and white women is tied for fourth with white men and multiracial women. If it bothers you that white men are more likely to date outside their race than any other group of men, yet nobody is accusing white men of hating white women, which is something they kind of definitely do, then you're kind of seeing the point of me actually bringing up this data. If we're talking about the group that's most likely to marry outside of their race, we're actually talking about Asian women, who by a pretty significant margin outpace Asian men and pretty much every other group in terms of how often they marry outside their race.
What is that?
That I knew was in the top three. White men and Asian women.
How did you guess that?
Because
of watching my 60-day, 90-day,
my 60-day
90-day fiance. Yes. Because of watching that. Anyway.
No, that's not why. I see it a lot out in the public.
You do?
Yeah.
I don't see that. I guess you see what you look for, and that's how a lot of us black people are. We just see what we look for.
I don't really go around looking for white guys with Asian women.
Well, I don't see it.
Some sort of creeper.
Well, evidently you looking for it because even one of your cousins, one of your cousins flew over, picked them up. But anyway, what are you laughing at?
Picked him up.
I mean, I don't know what I was gonna say, so I just said it anyway. But anywho, this guy made a whole video about interracial relationships, and it's about an hour and 20 minutes. And I watched the whole thing. Actually, I didn't watch the whole thing. I just listened to the whole thing. And he had some pretty interesting points in here. And so I just wanted to kind of get your feedback on some of it, because we're not going to watch a whole hour and a half video of it. But there were a couple points that I was like, it's kind of interesting. And so just want to get your feedback on it. And plus, just want to get some of y'all's feedback on it. I don't know if y'all going to watch this video, but the people who have watched some of the videos, and you all be like, why y'all keep making videos like this, is because y'all keep watching videos like this and keep making videos like this. Y'all have whole black panels talking about the snow bunny epidemic. Mm-hmm. Y'all have a whole man that has taken his life that was supposed to be open in the school, but now he seems to be focused mainly on white women and black men. But anyway, so I just want to see if this is really an epidemic or if this is something that's just made up by you all that is online. That's really just kind of what I want to see.
Nobody is complaining about Asian women marrying outside their race except for mostly Asian incels. The only group to marry outside their race less than black people are white people.
If white men are dating outside their race more than technically anybody else, but a black man dates out of his race every once in a while at a lower percentage, why are we dating
I've never seen a panel of white women wondering why the white man just doesn't want them.
But you can find plenty of panels on YouTube of just black women and black men talking about how black women don't want them or black men don't want them. And so it's just I don't know. I just feel like sometimes we're focused on the wrong thing.
Yeah, because even okay, so black men, I understand that the talk is over like athletes or, you know, the rich black men. But there are a lot of older white men that choose Russian brides. They choose the brides that they have to, you know,
so basically you're saying
bring
that,
over here.
So basically you're saying that they're passports. They're passport.
Pretty much. Yeah. I mean, I kind of feel like it's the same thing. It's like maybe not many people want the average just white guy, but yeah, like the ones who have like, you know, a lot of money and can provide a lavish lifestyle for a white woman, they choose to go to another country and find somebody 30 years younger than them and bring them over here.
Talking about like Donald Trump.
I'm talking like a lot of people. If that's what you choose to do with your money, like, I don't know. Nobody's complaining. Nobody cares.
Because for the most part, probably nobody wants to be with them because they probably have very bad qualities, very bad qualities in other areas of life. They're probably a butthole. They're probably hard to get along with. They're probably ornery. And so just because you have money doesn't mean that you are fun to be around.
Right. And I feel like it's the same with many of the black athletes as well.
Yeah, because here's the thing. If you're an athlete and you got money, especially
you're going to do what you want to do when you want to do it.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you're traveling from city to city, state to state. You know what I'm saying? And the thing is that you try. What was that old song that Ludacris have? I got in different area codes.
Yeah.
You probably don't even know about that.
I do.
You do?
Yes.
Okay. But anyway, and so you kind of take the good with the bad. So you can have the money, but you can also have, you know, the other things that come along with it. And some people are like, well, you know, it's okay as long as they ain't doing it, but you don't know what they're doing, and something may be brought home back to you that you can't get rid of, and you can't go to the doctor and get a shot for.
If you think about how often the topic of interracial relationships comes up in black media and black communities, and compare it to this data, you have to start asking yourself, why do we talk about this so much?
What are you laughing for?
Yeah, why do we?
I don't know. I just found that you all just found it very interesting and very controversial. So I like to talk about controversial stuff. Now, whether I really care about it or not, I really don't care about it. But I do like looking at some of the comments, and some of y'all be highly upset. Now, the thing is that the ones that are highly upset always have an opinion, but seem like they are not in a relationship to begin with. And if you are in a relationship and you are in a relationship with somebody that you want to be in a relationship with that is of the same race as you are, why are you even watching this anyway? Why are you even watching this? Because the titles say it all. Like, because the thing is, when I put up titles, my titles have white women, snow bunnies and stuff in it. And here's the thing. I don't even like putting that in the title, but I know it grabs people's attention. And so if you are happy, why are you even watching these videos to begin with?
Yeah.
Why you even have a comment? Why are you? So the thing is that why does it matter so much? Why do we talk about it so much? If we are a small percentage, when I say we, the black man with the white woman, are a small percentage of the interracial couples that are dating out, a very, very small percentage. Why do y'all care so much? Why is it so big in topic of news in black media?
But moving on, collectively, the amount of black people actually marrying outside their race is a whopping 18%. 82% of black people marry other black people. That is the overwhelming vast majority.
Oh, what?
Wow.
What?
I didn't realize it was that high. I mean, I guess from just my little world and what you put me into, I thought it was like 50%.
50%.
Like, why is everyone so pissed off? I'm thinking like all black men are just marrying snow bunnies.
Oh, no.
I didn't realize like 80%, over 80% marry their own race.
Yeah. And so the thing is,
leave the 15% alone. My gosh.
It's 18%. Not 50%, 18%. Get you make your math. Now I'll just say because in the comments, like you see, people be in the comments, yo, it was 18%, not 15%.
Rounding it off.
And then they're gonna say it's like it's from 2016. It's dramatically ballooned since the pandemic.
Oh, maybe it has.
No, it might be at 19.5% now. But if you want to just take a snapshot, because we go a lot of different places. And so a lot of different places that we go to black places and we go to white places. What I mean by black places where there's a majority of black people, we go to a lot of places, and we go to places where there's majority of white people. In the places that we go, like we sometimes go to Bike Week, we go to Mustang events, and then we go to a lot of bars. We are bar people. We bar hop. How many interracial couples did we see? I mean, really? If you actually just in our daily and just not daily, monthly, and through the year, how many interracial couples do we see? Not a lot.
Not a lot.
We get out, and we are out here. Sometimes people say in the streets. We're out here. We're out. We barely are ever at home. And so, but we don't run into many interracial couples. Most of the couples that we run into, depending on what spot we are, if we're at a mostly black spot, are mostly black couples.
Yeah.
You see a sprinkle of, and I mean a sprinkle like 1, 2, maybe 3 white people. And when we go to all white places, you don't see that many, usually 1, 2, 3 black people, but people are with their own race. And even when we go to places where there is a mixed crowd, you don't see that many mixed couples. You see black people with black people and white people with white people. And just for that, I mean, people are comfortable a lot of times with the people that seem familiar to them. I mean, a lot of black people are comfortable with black because we're familiar with each other, and a lot of white people are familiar with white people. And so I'm not saying that there's anything wrong with people being with, their own culture, own race, and things like that. But the only thing I'm saying is that we seem to, on this side of YouTube, have panels on why the snow bunny epidemic is taking over black men. Seems to be a common reoccurring thing by a gentleman by Dr. Umar.
And to go further, we have this conversation about, black men taking resources out of the community when they marry white women. And my question to that is, what resources? What resources, y'all? Are the resources in the room with y'all? They're not in the room with me. The research tells us that interracial couples with black people are most likely living in poverty. Furthermore, for all that talk about people dying and insurance and passing stuff on, interracial relationships as a whole are more likely to end in divorce than relationships where both individuals are the same race. Further poking holes into this nonsense argument is the fact that interracial relationships featuring a white woman are much more likely to end in a divorce. And some niggas ain't gonna like this. When a black woman marries a white man, it's less likely that they'll end in a divorce. I'm just spitting the facts, y'all. Don't be mad at me.
So, if that statistic is still true, why is this man, Umar, always talking about resources being taken out of the black community by the snow bunny? So basically what he's saying is that most interracial couples, if they're black and they're white, are on the lower end of the economic scale. And so if they're on the lower end of the economic scale, there's no resources to be gained if you don't have any resources. And so the very, very, very small few that do have resources that you pay attention to is why? Because you're only pocket watching. At that point in time, you're only interested in the person's money. And honestly, that used to be called gold digging. All you do is you care about the black man's money. That's all you care about. You don't care about the well-being. You don't care about the relationship. You don't care about the family. All you care about is where that money is going. And so I just find it a little shallow. But you all can have your own opinion. But listen, if the data is saying and the research is saying that most interracial relationships are below the economic level that you all say that the resources being taken out of the community, then if that's not the truth, then why do you care? If there's no resources being taken out, why do you care? And so on YouTube, it's a hot topic, so it's a way for people to get views, a way for people to get ratings, and a way for people who pander this type of stuff, pander Umar, is a way for him to make money. And so the thing is that I understand where it's coming from, but you all are very easy to be fooled and to fall into it. Now, I know people are going to say it's from 2017, but not much changes from year to year. And so it's not at 50%. It's not even at 30%. It's not even I guarantee you at 25%. It may at the most be at 20%, and it may have even fallen from 17% to 15% right now.
Yeah, especially if most of them end in divorce.
Yeah, pretty much. And if most of the interracial couples end in divorce, all you gotta do is wait long enough, and that man that you say that you don't want will possibly come available again. Because yeah, you got a piece of hair just dangling right there.
That's maybe what it is, because I had the top down all day today, so my hair was just all over the place.
Well, you had your top down?
Yes, my top down.
People will say it's like, well, we didn't want him anyway. And so if you don't want us, the black men that are in interracial relationships anyway, why do you care? But if you didn't want us, but now you want us because you think that we actually have some funds to be taken now. And so all you got to do is wait. All you got to do is wait, because from what he says, black men and white women are more likely to divorce than any other interracial couple. So all you got to do is wait for a little while, and that black man will be on the market again.
So because this has such virality and it is seen and consumed so much on social media, a lot of us are probably thinking that this is an accurate representation of reality and not considering the fact that the reality around you is the actual reality. Black people watching, if you walk out your house today and you're actually in community with black people, you're gonna see black people of all shades and colors in community with each other, loving each other. You're gonna be looking at their kids on Instagram and Facebook and recognizing their families and aspiring to that, until you see that one black dude with a white girl and then suddenly all that shit disappears. I have to ask, how is this happening and why do you think this is happening? Again, 82% of black people who are married to other black people. You have to start challenging yourself to think through what mediums and what processes am I getting this information, and what purposes does that misinformation serve to have me thinking that the actual reality that I'm seeing is somehow not real.
In reality, who cares who you love as long as you find someone that really cares about you for who you are and what you're about, and the goals and the dreams and where you're trying to go in life. Doesn't matter what color that they are. Doesn't matter what race that they are. But what it seems to be is that a lot of people that are not in these type of relationships seem to always have something to say or have opinions about people who are in these relationships.
Right.
The percentage of interracial relationships on the black man and the white women's side seems to be portrayed a lot more in media than what it is actually in reality, as far as your walking around everyday life. That's why at some point in time, some of you all need to stop looking at these screens and arguing about this and go out and live your life and find someone who cares and wants you for you. And it could be of your race, it could be of another race, but as long as you're happy, who cares? Yeah. But like I said, we are a small percentage of people that are in relationships. Yep. But we make these videos because it makes y'all's mad. Makes y'all's. We make these videos because it makes you all mad. I do.
I was going to say, I'm just kind of along for the ride.
She's just along for the ride.
Yeah.
But
you got to be in it to win it. I mean, if you don't like that black men are with white women, you want them with black women, or you want a black man, maybe you need to get away from your computer and go out and mingle. Be nice,
smile, be approachable, and
have body language that shows that you want to maybe have somebody come talk to you.
And here's the thing, and that's not a race thing, because I know people.
That's for anybody.
That's for anybody. So I'm not saying that black women are like that. I'm saying it's like women in general.
I had a girlfriend that used to get bothered. She used to say, I don't like going out with you because every time we go out, you have people that come up to you and talk to you all night, and nobody ever comes and talks to me. And that was kind of true, but I didn't know why. And then so the next time we went out, I was watching her, and it was the way that she was just sitting. Like, she was not approachable at all. She worked on it, and that's all it was. I think that people were just afraid to talk to her because she She just didn't look very nice.
You're not gonna kill my buzz coming over there talking to you, the grouch. But anyway, but yeah. So anyway, what's your opinion? What's your thoughts? Do you think that is more prevalent? Do you think that it is actually a snow bunny epidemic? Do you think that Dr. Umar is right, or do you think Dr. Umar is just trying to make money off of you all by pandering to something that really isn't that big of a deal? At the end of the day, it's your opinion.